Hi, this is Reddit Confessions channel. It started like any ordinary night. I was sitting in our cozy living room, scrolling aimlessly through my phone, when I heard a car pull up outside. It was late, well past midnight, but I knew it had to be her. My wife, Amy, had been away on a business trip for the past 3 days. Nothing unusual there. Her job often required travel, but this time something felt off. Her messages during the trip were overly cheerful, unnaturally upbeat. She was using emojis she hadn't used in years and constantly texting things like, "having the best time." That wasn't like her, not anymore. When the front door opened, she stepped inside, suitcase in one hand and phone in the other. Her face was glowing. She was actually laughing at something on her screen. And for a moment, I almost let myself believe it was just a good trip. Maybe her pitch went well. Maybe she got a promotion. I smiled, trying to match her energy. "Hey honey," she said, kicking off her heels. "You won't believe how insane this trip was. Endless meetings, but we crushed our presentation. It's gonna be huge for the company." "That's great," I said, offering a small smile. She kept talking, already pulling out her phone to type something. And the food. Unreal. Like Michelin star level. She kept giggling, staring at her phone, laughing at messages I couldn't see. That's when something inside me started to tighten. I wasn't jealous of her happiness. I was jealous that I wasn't the reason for it. That her joy came from somewhere or someone else. "You seem really happy," I said, walking over to give her a quick hug. "Maybe I should send you on more trips." She laughed again, but this time it was forced. Nervous. "Yeah, maybe." Then she grabbed her suitcase. "I'm just gonna go unpack real quick." As she walked away, I felt it deep in my gut. Something wasn't right. It wasn't just intuition. It was a scream inside me I couldn't ignore. When she disappeared into the bedroom, I stayed in the living room, staring at the door. Suddenly, everything went quiet. No more laughter. No movement. Just silence. Then I heard her whispering, "No, no, not now. This can't be happening." Panic. I stood up, walked slowly to the bedroom, and peeked through the barely cracked door. She was sitting on the bed, her suitcase open in front of her, holding something in her hands. A piece of paper. Her face had gone completely pale. Her hands were trembling. "What's wrong?" I asked, stepping into the room. She jumped, shoving the paper into her suitcase and forcing a laugh. "Nothing, just work stuff. You know how it is." "Work stuff," I repeated, raising an eyebrow. "You look like you've seen a ghost." She shook her head. "I'm fine." "Really? Just tired." "I'll tell you tomorrow, okay?" Before I could say anything else, she slipped past me and locked herself in the bathroom. I stood there, alone in our bedroom, feeling more suspicious than ever. I wanted to believe her. I really did, but I couldn't. That night, while she showered, I did something I never thought I'd do. I opened her suitcase. At first glance, it looked normal. Clothes, toiletries, a few crumpled receipts. But buried underneath her clothes was a small, gift-wrap box tied with a red ribbon. It wasn't addressed to me. There was no name on it at all. My hands shaking, I opened it. Inside was a sleek black lingerie set, way more provocative than anything she'd ever worn for me, and then a handwritten note, folded neatly inside. "For when we're finally alone." My heart stopped. We? Who the hell was we? That night, I didn't sleep. When morning came, I pretended everything was fine. I smiled. I made coffee. But as soon as I had a moment alone, I grabbed my laptop and checked our shared phone account. There it was. Dozens of calls during her trip to a number I didn't recognize. Every single day. Long conversations. I copied the number into a reverse lookup site. Ethan Wren. I didn't know the name, but I knew what it meant. Still, I needed proof. So I called a private investigator. He was calm, professional, asked for her schedule, any phone logs, photos, everything I had. I gave him everything. Over the next few days, I acted normal. I kissed her goodnight. I listened to her stories. I stared at the ceiling while she slept next to me. Then the investigator called. "We've got something. You need to see this." We met at a diner. He pushed a manila folder across the table. Inside were photos, grainy but clear. Amy and a man, Ethan, laughing in a hotel bar, holding hands in an elevator, his hand on her thigh. And a final document, a booking confirmation. 2 weeks from now, a weekend getaway. Miami. I sat in that booth staring at the folder, feeling my heart slowly break into pieces. I thanked the investigator and went home. That night, I set the folder on the coffee table. "Amy," I said, "can we talk?" She looked up, confused. I stayed calm. "Is there anything you want to tell me?" She hesitated. "No, why?" I opened the folder and slid the photos toward her. "These are from your business trip." She paled. "I can explain," I interrupted her. "You don't need to. I know about Ethan. I know about Miami. I know everything." Tears welled up in her eyes. "I'm so sorry," she whispered. "It just happened." "No," I said coldly. "Affairs don't just happen. You planned it. You lied to me. Over and over." She cried. She begged. Said she still loved me. But I wasn't there for apologies. I was there for the truth. "You already left me," I said, "the moment you chose him." Then I walked out the door. I checked into a cheap motel that night, folder in hand. And in the morning, I called a divorce attorney. It didn't take long. With the evidence I had, it was open and shut. A few days later, the investigator called again. Ethan's wife had found out. She was furious, threatened to go public. The fallout was massive. But I didn't care. It wasn't my problem anymore. Amy tried to reach out. She cried. She begged. She apologized again and again. But I didn't feel pity. I felt free. I signed the divorce papers and walked away with the house. She walked away with her lies. Months passed. It wasn't easy, but I started rebuilding my life. One day, at a quiet little coffee shop, I met someone. Rachel. She was kind, thoughtful, funny, honest. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't flashy. It was real. And that day, I realized something important. Amy didn't break me. She freed me.